Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, I should say, shortly before the 12 o'clock hour here at CBS 19. I'm meteorologist Chandlor Jordan out of our CBS 19 Weather Center. Hopefully you've been able to stay warm today. Certainly been a very, very cold morning so far across much of the region. We've had some passing showers to deal with. Others of us have had to deal with some passing freezing rain. And certainly the farther west you go, the colder it definitely gets. But as we head through the rest of this afternoon, as well as this evening, that's where for some of us at least, we'll start to see our conditions deteriorate. And from there, we'll have to keep an eye out for accumulations of ice that could start to cause concerns, not only on overpasses and bridges, but also on typical road-like surfaces. So across much of the region, if you are leaving anytime soon, or if you are hoping to travel anywhere or have a commute plan for later on in the day, we're still sitting in the same spot that we were earlier this morning as far as winter storm warnings are concerned. We've still got those in effect across a good portion of our counties, including our western counties, where we currently have this winter storm warning that's in effect. Also, places such as Tyler and Smith County under a winter storm warning, as well as Wood and Upshur counties throughout Gilmer, Mineola, Quitman as well, dealing still with a winter storm warning. Also, the I-30 corridor is currently under a winter storm warning. That includes Camp County. That also includes Titus, Franklin, and Morris counties. And we also are going to see all of these counties out to the west where we are still under a winter storm warning. Now, we do have some of our counties that were overnight added into a winter weather advisory, and I'll say that for our western counties that are under the winter storm warning, this is where we're expected to get more significant ice accumulations as we head through the next couple of days, really. By the time we get into Thursday, that's where we'll start to see the possibility of finally getting above freezing, and from there won't be so bad. But it's our western counties that are under this winter storm warning that are currently under the possibility of getting some more significant accumulations of ice. Anywhere from a quarter to a half inch of ice is possible. And our winter weather advisory, these counties that you see in purple, that includes Houston County. As of overnight, we had Cherokee County that was added into this winter weather advisory. Also, Rusk County and Henderson was added into the winter weather advisory. Gregg County, including Longview, Kilgore, under a winter weather advisory through tomorrow morning. This also includes our eastern counties as well, places such as Jefferson and Marshall along I-20, Cass County and Linden as well, under this winter weather advisory until we get to the early parts of tomorrow morning. Now, I'd say for the counties that are under a winter weather advisory, these are more so going to be for trace accumulations of ice that could range as high as 1/10 of an inch. That's the most ice I think that we could get out of this particular system for these counties that you see in blue and in purple. But for many of these, it's just going to be trace accumulations of ice that especially cause issues in places such as bridges, overpasses, really any type of elevated surface could cause some problems as far as this winter weather advisory is concerned. So thanks for joining us on our streaming platforms. I'll try to get to as many comments as I'm able to get. So we're going to look through each of the comments here, and I'm going to try and do my best and see exactly what all I can answer for you. So Sarah asked about Panola County. Panola County is going to be A-OK through this event, pretty much because it's going to be too warm. Panola County under no type of winter weather advisory, nor is Panola County under a winter storm warning. You can see it borders counties that are under the winter weather advisory, but again, that's not going to be any type of issue that we're going to have worried about that, at least as we head through the rest of this event that we've got going on throughout the rest of today and to tonight, as well as the early parts of tomorrow morning. So that's some good news. And really anybody who isn't under a winter weather advisory is not going to be under any type of winter weather event to be concerned. So we're getting some more comments in here. Snow predicted. There will be no snow at all throughout this event. Pretty much just freezing rain and sleet, maybe a couple of flurries to be issued with that. But all in all, I don't think we're going to have any terrible issues as far as really no type of snow. Again, just freezing rain or sleet. Sorry, I'm scrolling here and looking at some more comments and trying to help out everyone the best I can. So Titus County, we're going to get to that on radar here in just a moment, but Titus County is under the winter storm warning. We'll go back in one slide here and you'll be able to see that Titus County is under the winter storm warning. Let's see, Shelby County, we talked about Panola County, Shelby County, that's going to be in center and all throughout center. Again, anyone who is not under any type of winter weather advisory, that is where we're not going to be able to have to deal with any type of winter weather. All of these counties that you see in pink under the winter storm warning, that's until tomorrow morning. Again, places such as our western counties, as well as Smith County, Wood and Upshur counties, all of the I-30 corridor. And then it's the winter weather advisory. This will be for less accumulations of ice, and that includes places such as Crockett, Jacksonville, Henderson, Longview, our eastern counties as well. This will be for anywhere from trace amounts to 1/10 of an inch of ice, and that's not going to cause any widespread crazy issues either, except for, bridges, overpasses. Got to avoid those if you can. But really, I'd say the more concerning areas for ice and who needs to be the most careful and try not to travel once we get into tonight and especially tomorrow morning, any of these counties that you see in pink. All of the counties that have no type of color on them at all, Panola, Shelby County, all of deep East Texas, I doubt you even see any type of sleet or freezing rain from this event. And the reason why is because it's just simply going to be too warm for it, which of course is some good news. You're not missing out on really much of anything. So we'll go ahead and shift gears here and we'll get onto CBS 19 radar across much of the region. And you'll notice that as of this particular moment right now, a lot of the activity concentrated to our north and west. So hopefully you don't have to worry about any type of travel as we head through the next few hours, because really that's going to be the worst of where any and all of the activity is currently located. It stays out to the north and west for now, and this is where we're going to see the heaviest of stuff. So what about in East Texas at this moment? Well, throughout deep East Texas, parts of us are dealing with a few rain showers. These are very, very light showers throughout parts of Cushing, Garrison, Laneville, Dotson. You folks out in Dotson getting a little bit of light rain right now. Carthage, you're picking up a little bit of light rain, maybe some mist or drizzle. And throughout deep East Texas, again, as I had mentioned, it's way too warm. We're not going to have to deal with any type of issues from that. The farther north and west you go, though, we've got some much heavier pockets of freezing rain. This at times could be mixing to sleet. And when you start to see these deeper, darker colors, especially these indigos and purples and deep pinks, that tells us with CBS 19 radar that we're getting some higher rainfall rates, which means that the freezing rain and sleet is falling at a much faster pace, which means that we could start to see accumulations pick up as well. So if you're out in Hopkins County, Sulphur Springs, you can send a picture of what the sleet and freezing rain looks like. I'm sure it's impressive out there right now. Even you folks in Wood County, near Winsboro or near Quitman, I'm sure you just had some freezing rain and sleet pass through. Even a little bit earlier in Mineola, I bet you had some passing through a little earlier this morning over the last 1 or 2 hours. And all of this activity, again, moving off to the north and east. Notice how it's staying away from a good portion of us for now. It'll gradually start to build farther and farther to the south and east, but for the moment, it looks like a lot of this is concentrated out to our west, and let's hope that most of it can stay out there. No one really likes ice or sleet. Of course, we were hoping for snow. Not really going to get any of that at all. And as we head through the afternoon, especially by the time we get to 2, 3, 4 o'clock, we're going to start to see this activity and this moisture well to our west out towards central Texas build into our neck of the woods. So this is where we'll keep an eye out for. Just to the north of Austin, all of this moisture along I-35 and 45 near Waco. These not snow showers, these freezing rain showers and areas of sleet, these will continue to move into East Texas. And I think by the time we're getting into 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and if you watch later this evening with Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony, you'll be able to see where we've got some more widespread rain across the region and a transition the farther west you go to get more freezing rain as well as more sleet. So I'm going to take a step off here and we'll take a look at more comments. I know we've been trying to go back and forth here and check out Facebook and see what other people are saying. We already talked about Titus County. So for now, Titus County looks like you're getting what appears to be some freezing rain. I'll step back here on our radar picture. And yeah, Titus County near Mount Pleasant, you might have even heard some rumbles of thunder in the near recent past. And depending on where you are in Titus County, Leslie, you can see near Mount Pleasant, mostly dry, maybe some sleet or heavier freezing rain. Monticello, Winfield getting definitely some precipitation as we speak. Argo, anything north of I-30 is certainly getting rain or freezing rain and sleet right now. South and east of I-30, more so dry, maybe just some drizzle or some mist that you're dealing with. No snow, we already talked about that with Brian. Gilmer, as of this moment, Gilmer is currently dry, or at least just getting some drizzle or getting some mist, and that's the case for all of Upshur County. And as we head, a little later on into this afternoon, we're going to see activity pick up again, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got some more freezing rain and sleet throughout Gilmer and a good portion of Upshur County. So Shelby County, all good, and that'll stay the case through this entire event. We've got Tracy asking about heading to the Hill Country tomorrow night. Well, I'd say I haven't necessarily been keeping a full eye out on the Hill Country forecast compared to East Texas, but I do know that they are getting some lingering ice throughout a good portion of Wednesday and into Thursday, so I'd say better safe than sorry just to be prepared for delays, especially if we've got some lingering ice. When you're leaving East Texas, though, Wednesday night, temperatures will be above freezing, so you're not going to have any issues here. Once you get farther down there, though, I think there could be a concern for some leftover ice depending on how much freezing rain and sleet they get throughout today and how much they get as we speak. So Kimberly's asking about Kilgore, Gregg County. Looks like for now, we're actually on the other side of the transition line. These light showers that you're seeing here, they're moving just to the north of Kilgore, and this green tells me that this is just a light liquid rain, no type of frozen precipitation falling throughout Gregg County right now. These light showers are near Kinslow, White Oak, to the east of Liberty City, moving up towards Judson, as well as Longview. And you can see when we put it into motion, it's very light now, maybe throughout parts of Highway 80, west of Longview near Judson. Some light rain, but again, this is not substantial or super heavy. Sarah asked, will the storm be done by Friday, and we'll talk about the 7-day forecast here in just a sec. But yeah, Friday is going to be awesome. It's going to be a little chilly, but given how cold we've been through the start of this week, 55 and sunshine is going to feel pretty good compared to what we've had to deal with these last few days and what we will continue to deal with through Thursday. Mimi's asking about Smith County. Right now, Smith County looks to be dry for the most part. Obviously, it's cloudy. Obviously, you can't really see much outside. And if there's anything falling right now, it might be in the form of a little bit of light drizzle or mist, maybe some freezing drizzle out towards Lindale, but essentially dry for the most part right now. So, we're in a pretty good shape so far, and we will see more moisture build in, and we'll talk about that here in just a few moments. But I do want to go to our weather camera network, and I will get to that here in Max 1 in just a sec, and we'll kind of look outside and we'll talk about what we see with each of our cameras. So this is our Tyler camera, and you'll notice that as we look out from it that we have got quite a bit of what appears to be some type of liquid on our camera lens that is causing some condensation, and I think it's liquid. It doesn't appear to be frozen. If I were to tilt the camera down, it would probably start to drip off. But temperatures have been hovering right at and just above freezing throughout Smith County since this morning. And you can see, even though it's pretty much dry right now outside of some drizzle or some mist, very difficult to see. So even if you've got some afternoon lunch plans or if you're leaving anytime soon, just make sure that you're prepared for that and give yourself just a little bit of extra time. And, you know, better safe than sorry. I don't think we're going to have to worry about any issues as of right now, but still, just be careful out there as you're driving, because it's just at the worst still just going to be difficult to see, even if there's nothing that's actively heavily falling. I'll step off just one sec here, and I'm going to load up some other cameras for you so we can kind of look across the rest of the region and see how things are looking outside. This is going to be our next one, our CBS 19 studio cam. If you know where our studio is, it's at the top of the Troop, or at Troop and the Loop. And when we look outside from here, you can definitely tell this is more liquefied moisture that's on our camera lens right now. I don't think that appears to be anything that's frozen. Traffic appears to be flowing pretty well right at Troop and the Loop this afternoon. Again, though, gray skies, visibility kind of limited. So even if you are out and about this afternoon, just take it easy, plan a little bit of extra time to get to where you need to be over the next few hours. So again, not looking too bad out of our CBS 19 studio camera. I'll step off screen here just for a sec, and I will load up our other camera, which looks across Stephen F. Austin State's University campus, and we'll get that loaded here once the mouse can cooperate with me. And again, very similar picture, though certainly a lot warmer in Nacogdoches as well as in deep East Texas. And because of that, you'll see that, well, we've got some liquid raindrops that are currently on the camera lens. Again, visibility limited due to the mist and drizzle, occasional shower, thick cloud cover. But all in all, you know, doesn't look so bad across Nacogdoches either. And I think things are going to change as we head through the next couple of hours and once we get going here into the afternoon as well as into this evening. So we're going to go ahead and go through future skycasts after we take a look at temperatures. And I did want to show you where we have this sharp cutoff from cold air that also goes more so to above freezing air. We've got temperatures in the upper 30s in deep East Texas, even 41 right now in Lufkin, sitting at 39 in Nacogdoches, 39 in Henderson, 36 in Longview. If anything, any type of moisture falls in these temperatures where it's 36, 37, 38, that's going to be liquid. Now, bridges and overpasses in places like Gregg County, Rusk County, at times, especially once we get a little later into the evening, that'll freeze. And that's going to be because temperatures are going to start to fall and get a little closer to freezing. But our eastern counties should be good to go, except for Marshall, Jefferson, Linden, and that's going to be as temperatures fall later this evening. Deep East Texas stays well enough above freezing. I don't think we'll have to worry about any type of winter weather advisory for now. And of course, if that were to change, we'll be sure to keep you posted on that. But all of these counties where temperatures are at 32 degrees right now or below freezing, that is going to cause some issues once we get later into this afternoon, this evening, and into the night tonight as we start to mix some moisture, get it on our grounds. So not only will elevated surfaces have the issues of ice, but also even roadways will start to get some ice on them, and that's where we have travel impacts that can be caused from that. So we'll pick up future skycasts. This is going to be, as of this moment, does a pretty good job of telling the picture of what we've got right now. We've got the freezing rain, sleet out to our northwest. It transitions right throughout parts of Upshur counties and Titus and Camp counties into a cold rain. So this is actually a pretty good picture of what we've got going on right now. And notice how this moisture off to the north and west of us, it creeps a little closer to East Texas, and that moisture I showed you out towards central Texas, notice how it starts to build in as we head into the afternoon. So we start to see rain and freezing rain fill in across much of the region as we get going into the second half of today. And then the sharp transition line continues to make itself known, and every degree matters with these, and that's why at moments, you know, we can see them shift from west to east. But in this particular version of Future Skycast, which has done a pretty good job so far, cold enough air in Smith County that it's a freezing rain throughout Gilmer, freezing rain in Mineola, but then you get over into Gregg County, and the transition, once you get across the county line, starts to go from freezing rain into a cold rain. Some cold rain as well throughout parts of Cherokee County, Rusk counties as well. So that continues through your commute this evening from 4, 5, 6, and 7 o'clock into the night tonight. Notice how we start to see moisture get on out of here. And I think for many of us as we head through tonight, we're going to be dry, very similar to how it is outside right now. Maybe a little bit of drizzle, maybe a little bit of mist. If it's cold enough, especially to the north and to the west, it'll be freezing drizzle or freezing mist, and that's going to continue overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Now look at temperatures across much of the region. Notice where we've got a good portion of us that are at or below freezing. This is where you're seeing these pinks on our future skycast, where we're going to have some issues with travel tomorrow morning. Even throughout parts of Rusk County, Cherokee County, and Gregg counties, at times we will have some freezing rain. And again, bridges and overpasses will have some issues tomorrow morning in Gregg, Rusk, and Cherokee counties, but it's not going to be nearly as much ice or travel impacts as places west of there are going to have, like in Tyler, Mineola, western counties, and then in deep East Texas. Notice, way too warm, still just a cold rain. Now that continues as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, but notice how our air mass starts to briefly warm up. We start to see the cooler air get eaten away by warmer air. That means just a liquid cold rain, and a liquid cold rain is going to be our friend once we get into tomorrow, because that's actually going to help to wash away the leftover ice as we head throughout the morning, and we continue to get a widespread cold liquid rain through a good portion of tomorrow. I think the only places that are picking up ice tomorrow are going to be our far western counties. We might get some more ice tomorrow afternoon in Canton, tomorrow afternoon in Athens, tomorrow afternoon in Emory or Sulphur Springs. You might get some more ice, but for the rest of us, temperatures are going to be too far above freezing for that to be an issue. And that'll continue to climb as we head throughout the early parts of Thursday morning. By the time we're waking up together on Thursday morning, just widespread heavy rain, pockets of thunder to deal with. Of course, we're in the 30s, no severe weather, but certainly this is good because, well, we're too much above freezing. No type of wintry weather to deal with. I think by Thursday morning, even our western counties should just be in a cold rain. If there's any type of mix, it would be on your commute out to the Metroplex. Hopefully, you won't have to worry about that on Thursday morning. But if you do, just know that Thursday morning offers the opportunity for some freezing rain in Dallas. For all the rest of East Texas, though, no type of winter weather impact starting Thursday morning. And by the afternoon, notice we just continue with heavy rain that moves off into Louisiana. By Thursday afternoon, I still think we've got a few leftover showers, still locked in with thick clouds, but look at us. 40s across much of the region. It'll be a nice change of pace from the 30s and 20s that we've had all throughout the start of this week. By 6 and 7 o'clock on Thursday, I still think we have a few leftover showers to deal with, but we're going to start to dry out. And notice how on future skycasts these clouds begin to get eaten away. Before you know it, we're going to be back to sunshine on Friday. And as far as our impacts are concerned, well, we'll talk about the 7-day in just a moment. I did want to show you where our winter storm warnings are lining up. This is our winter storm severity index, which pretty much takes the types of winter weather that we're going to experience as far as, freezing rain, sleet, accumulations of ice. It also considers if there were to be snow, which we're not going to have any, but if we were to have any snow, wind that could blow things around, all of that gets put together and creates this product. And you'll notice that, again, the worst of it stays to our west. Moderate impacts throughout the Metroplex, moderate impacts throughout our western counties. We're starting to see some indications we could get some moderate impacts throughout Smith County, Wood and Upshur counties, as well as the I-30 corridor in Camp County as well. Minor impacts, so the farther east you go away from Tyler. That includes Cherokee County. You see some of those throughout Gregg and Rusk counties as well, and that's why they're under the winter weather advisory. That's exactly why we have those, is because, bridges and overpasses tomorrow morning are going to be a little dicey no matter where you are, especially not so great in these areas where we have the minor and especially moderate impacts. Anywhere you see orange, your commute tomorrow morning not going to be the best. So if you have to, just make sure you drive extra carefully, plan in all the time that you need for your commute, because it could get a little difficult to deal with at times as we head throughout tomorrow morning. So remember, we just deal with some scattered freezing rain for today, tomorrow as well, some scattered freezing rain that we're going to have to deal with. It's a cold rain Thursday, but temperatures are well above freezing, so no more winter weather impacts that we'll have to experience. And then bam, sunshine returns Friday. It's going to be such a nice end to the work week. A little chilly in the afternoon, all in all, though, not so bad. We've got some mid-50s for Saturday, 60s return on Sunday, and in good old Texas fashion, we're returning to temperatures close to 70 degrees on Monday. So thanks, Lynn, for watching from Henderson, Texas. We'll do one last recap of radar before we go here, and then I'm going to get some newer things together, and we'll worry about getting ready for the noon show. So here's a look at CBS 19 radar. Let me go back and kind of give us a better picture. One more. There we go. So here's the latest look at CBS 19 radar. Throughout Henderson, Lynn, you're just dealing with some light rain right now. And again, as I had mentioned, maybe tomorrow morning you'll pick up enough ice that bridges and overpasses in your county and in your neighborhood could be a little dicey. I'd try and avoid those if you can. Gradually, what we're going to expect throughout the rest of today is that we're going to start to see the possibility of some heavier pockets of rain and freezing rain. That'll continue through a good portion of the rest of the day today. So again, we've got all of this freezing rain and sleet that you see in pink and purple throughout Abilene, San Angelo, as well as some of the hill country. That continues to feed into the north and west, into the Metroplex, and it stays on this fine line to the north and west of Tyler. But again, our northwestern counties, Hopkins County picking up some freezing rain. Pockets of it could be a little bit heavier at times, as well as some sleet to deal with at times. And then notice to the south and east of there, you see the transition just into a cold rain where temperatures are just way too warm to support any and all types of freezing rain. So thankfully, a lot of us will miss out on that. But as we head through the afternoon, we'll gradually see this area of freezing rain make its way farther and farther to the south and east, to where we could start to pick up some freezing rain in places such as Tyler. Mineola could pick up some freezing rain a little later on, and we'll continue to deal with that as we head through the rest of the afternoon. And then farther to the south and east, where it's a little too warm, that's just going to be a cold rain that we continue to deal with through the second half of the day. So thank you for joining us for this particular stream here on CBS 19. Hopefully you were able to get a better idea of what we've got going on as we head through the rest of today. Make sure that you join me at noon. I'll have some fresh data for you. We'll talk some other updates and other impacts that we could expect. Also, make sure you join Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony this evening at 5, 6, 6:30, and tonight at 10, as he'll have the latest impacts of what we've seen so far on roads. We've got crews all across East Texas as well that'll be providing some live coverage as we head through this evening and throughout tonight, and we continue to navigate this winter storm together. So again, for myself, meteorologist Chandlor Jordan, and the CBS 19 weather team, we'll go ahead and conclude this stream. And again, make sure you join us on CBS 19 at noon, and we'll have some more updates for you there. Stay warm and stay safe through the rest of today.